tunafanya remarks. Tufanye speeches sasa na remarks. Tukimaliza nimwalike mwingine mmoja na wa mwisho, kisha tuendelee na ratiba yetu. Karibu sana. Anapokuja mpe kofi lake moja. Nalala mpe kofi lake moja. Thank you so much. Karibu.
Good evening. How are you everyone? Kwani kuna baridi sana? Okay, I'll introduce myself. My name is Jacqueline Kendi. I'm an internal auditor at Transnation Circle. I'm also a personal finance coach. And as the MC ameniambia, I'll be very brief, sindio? So I'll be very brief. Since today we are talking to business people, I wanted us to interact and have a session where we can address the issues that affect us as business people. Tuko pamoja? So I'm talking about building businesses that last, and I'll give you only 5 points that I feel every business person should start doing if you're not doing, so that you can be able to grow your business, you can be able to create the legacy. Si tumeambiwa we need to ensure our business is growing and growing na inaendelea, si ndio? Okay, so I will start the first one, which is we need to separate personal and business accounts. I'll give you just a small snippet. How many of us have till numbers? Pay bill, lipa na M-Pesa? Tuko wengi, si ndio? So what happens when you are called, sijui we need to pay school fees? Unafanya nini? Unatoa pesa kwa till, unafanya nini? Unalipa, si ndio? Hiyo ninajua tunafanya. Hata mimi ni mfanyabiashara. So that's the first solution. That's the first thing that we usually do. But now the problem is at the end of the month unaona umefanya sales mingi sana, si ndio? Lakini hauwezi explain what money was yours and what money was for the business. So that's why we need to separate your business money from your personal money. How do you separate? Number one, you just need to open a separate account. I believe we are from so many financial institutions here. If you talk to us, if you come to Transnation, any other institution here, we are going to open for you an account. So that if you have said it's cakes by niche, account ya cakes by niche iko kando, si ndio? Number two, you also need to start paying yourself a salary. Wewe kama founder, ama the manager of the biashara, you know we always say ile pesa yenye itabaki after umelipa ni ya nani? Ni yako, si ndio? But let me tell you, you also need to pay yourself a salary. And when you pay yourself a salary, you are able to separate the money. Because right now, if somebody calls me and tells me I need something urgently, pesa kama iko kwa account yangu ya mshahara, si hapo ndio nitatoa nimpe. Tuko pamoja? Okay. The second thing that you need to know as a business person is cash flow is king and profit may just be paper. I know it's contradictory. Cash flow is king, and I'll give you a simple example. Nani tunakuwa entrepreneurs, nimesikiza a lot of business people who we get tenders, sindio? So I'll give you small snippet. You are given a tender to supply to Chuka University computers. The tender, you do your calculations, you'll need around 2 million shillings, but the profit will be around 500,000 shillings. So what do? Immediately unaenda unatafuta hiyo pesa, supply, si ndio? But there is one thing you have not considered. Chuka University has a 60-day payment policy. So what happens at the end of the month? Na ulienda ukachukua all your cash, ukapeleka tender, si ndio? So umebaki hauna pesa ya run your business. You don't have enough money to pay rent, to pay your employees. Na si umeona our employees are Gen Z, si ndio? They need their money on time. Hiyo hawa utawaambia kuna kakitu kidogo, kuna profit ya 500 ninangoja in 2 months. No, they need their money, si ndio? So you as a business person, you need to know that the business needs to have cash. The business is run with a cash flow. And in addition to talking about cash flow, I will tell you this. Once you get that tender, you can always negotiate. Maybe tell them, give me 30% up front, so that hata uki supply, you still have cash to run your business. Tuko pamoja? Okay. So that one, we need to understand the real costs and also tax obligations. One small thing. If I go tumeambiwa na Morethi, amesema he wants us to go to China and have those products, ndio? If I get a product from China at 1,500 shillings, na mimi ikifika hapa Kenya, I sell it at 3,000. What is my profit? Huh? What is my profit? Nasikia 1,500. Yes. Nice one. That one is good. So we are saying we understand the real costs. By the time that product gets from China to here, you have paid shipping fees, you have paid transport fees, you need to also market the product kama hatujui, si ndio? We have the social media managers who have talked to us here, si ndio? We'll need their services so that they can tell people there is this new product that has come here to Chuka, si ndio? So you need to include all those are costs. You start now aligning them. My transport cost is 500, my marketing is 300, my paying a bit of salary there is 200 shillings. So as you deduct from the 3,000 that you're selling, si tunaona venye profit, si ile profit tulikuwa tunasema. So you need to understand what are the real costs of the business. The next one is tax obligations. We'll speak about the business community in Chuka. We have a new KRA office, sindio? And maybe, I don't know if you have been, but they have come to your business, sindio? Wanakuuliza, do you pay tax? Where are your records? If you have rentals, they're asking, are you paying rent or income? Sindio? So another thing you need to know is what tax obligations you need to pay. Do you need to pay turnover tax? Do you need to pay VAT? And all these things will help you run business. A key thing I will emphasize, as an auditor, if you run an institution, I know auditors kidogo, people don't like us ama ni nini? Because we will come and we'll ask for records, sindio? Hautaniambia nilienda, because I'll ask you for the receipt. Sindio kweli? So even you as a business person, it's very key. You need to keep records. You need to keep records. You need to know, I bought this thing, I paid this, I withdrew this amount from the business. So you also need to keep records. So that at the end of the day, if you are told you need to be audited or you need an accountant to come and help you in your business, you will be able to have the records. Tuko sawa? So the final one, which I'll talk about, as a business, we need to have an emergency fund. Do you have personal emergency funds? Tuongeze hapo. Who has a personal emergency fund? Okay. A few hands. So your business is also a different entity, and I'll talk about an emergency fund since it's one of the key things that ensures that your business will continue running even when there are waves. Kama saa hii, I'll give you an example. Mafuta imepanda, si ni ukweli? After mafuta imepanda, the cost of goods has gone up, si ndio? A few years back, there was change in regulation. The government said you need to have e-teams. As a business, you must buy that e-teams. I think at the time it was going to around 50 to 70,000, si ndio? And walikuwa nasema, immediately you need to buy it. So, of all these emergencies that come in the business, there's change in legislation, even the Iran war. As much as it is far, it is still affecting us here, sindio? Because the oil, we need oil. And the government is telling us they get oil from where? So even me, here in Dagani, I'm still affected by that. Because of those changes in microeconomics, you also need an emergency fund. You should have an emergency fund of 3 months of the operational cost of your business. So if you know that my business, I pay rent X amount, I pay my employees, I need this amount to buy products, I need this amount to pay suppliers. So for a month, if your business runs on 100,000, for you to have an emergency fund, you need to have up to 3 months of the costs. So if it is 100,000, you need 300,000. Are we together? And that emergency fund, I'll also add something else. You need to put it in an account where you can be able to access it. You can open a savings account or you can open a money market account. Just ensure that it is easy to access the money. Number 2, also, that money is not idle. Make sure that money is also working for you even as you put it there. It is earning you interests. So, I've come to the end of my talk. Do we remember what we have said as business people? What was number 1? Yes, we need to separate your business and personal accounts. Number 2, we need to know that cash flow is what? Is king. You need to have cash to be able to run the business. And number 3, you need to understand the real costs of your business and your tax obligations so that you're not caught off-hand. Senior. Number 4, we do what? That is number 5. Number 4 was what? Yes, we need to keep good records. We need to keep good records so that when auditors or even you as a business person, once you sit down, every end of the month you're going through how your business has been performing. The records will help you be able to know how much profit have I made a loss, which product is selling more, which areas do I need to improve. You'll be working from a point of knowledge. And the last one, which we have said, is you have what? Yes, we need to have an emergency fund for both personal and also for the business. So that in case anything happens, in case there is any shock in the market, you as a business, you have the confidence that you can be able to run your business irregardless of the shocks. Thank you very much. My name is Jacqueline Kendi. My number is 0715 27 3395. Thank you.
Wonderful from Jacqueline Kendi. Tumeongezea makofi mazuri jamani. Tumeongezea makofi mazuri. Naongeza mchungaji Jam.